Welcome back, everybody, to our second of 3 Orange Esport matches for the evening. You are watching the Dotatalk League, a Southeast Asian league, formerly known as the Litany League. $1,000 in Steel Series gear, as well as, I believe, Heavy Arm gear, the two sponsors for this event, available in prizes, but mostly just some great practice for a lot of these Southeast Asian teams. Orange Esports, Zenith, MUFC, all competing, and we just saw Orange get smacked down by first departure by Miracle's split-pushing anti-mage. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Merlini. I'm actually not sure if he's back yet. I'm going to find out now.
I'm here.
Hey, Merlini. How you doing?
Hey.
So the Chain Stack, from what I can gather, is an Australian team. I'm not sure if they're all from Australia. You see Risk, who formerly, of course, was playing for Absolute Legends or Natural 9, depending on when you were following that team. And we'll see how they do. I have no idea how good this team is. Risk, obviously, a solid player from Australia. But as for the team, we'll just have to wait and see. Not an easy opponent to start off with. Orange, really not a good showing from them last game, but still a team that has a lot of individual skill and generally has been putting together impressive performances, but has really looked a bit weak as of late. So let's see if the Chain Stack can exploit that. If they win this game and Orange loses, that would put Orange at 0-2. And, oh boy, well, we're going to see a Wisp pick here. If Orange loses this game and they're 0-2, they actually have a chance of not advancing. Only the top 2 teams from each group advance into the quarterfinals, into the playoffs, which will be played out tomorrow. So, Wisp as the 3rd pick.
Highly unusual from Asian games, and we actually see Orange take some of the heroes that was on the opposite team last game, Magnus and Shadow Demon to be exact, and they 3rd pick Lifestealer. I believe they picked Lifestealer first last game.
Yeah, they picked it. They picked it in the first stage. I remember that for sure, and we saw it as an off-lane Lifestealer last game. Wonder if we'll see that again. The Wisp pick, generally one of the reasons we don't see him in Asia is a lot of the teams, especially the Chinese, like to run really aggressive lanes, and obviously Wisp is not the strongest at that point in the laning stage. So, well, now we're going to see the Wisp partners getting banned, something that Orange normally doesn't have to do. And Wisp, a hero that you would never get him in Europe this late, or at least almost never, but I guess, though, if you know how to run the Wisp, you can just pick it up whatever you want, really, in Asia, because most teams are not running it. Now, there are a few exceptions. Rising Stars is one of the main teams I've seen run it. They run it as a solo mid. That's one of the Chinese squads. Not a top team, but sort of like a tier 2, tier 3 Chinese team. And, well, they get the Wisp with that 3rd pick pretty late by European standards. So I'm curious how they're going to round this lineup out.
Right, and they ban out the Blinkers. Blinkers are just a huge pain in the butt for Wisp to gank, or anyone with a blink dagger for that matter, but they take out the 2 natural blinkers, anti-mage and Queen of Pain. Puck is actually not that big of a problem versus Wisp. He does have like a blink with Illusory Orb, but if he gets clotheslined by Wisp in a team fight, he's just dead. Unlike anti-mage and Quap, who have a little bit more survivability if they get stunned for 2 seconds, but Puck just goes down so easily if he gets tether stunned in. Most undoubtedly he usually is going to in a team fight.
Yeah, so they go for the Wisp, and I'm interested to see what they're going to combo it with. We see the Chaos Knight got the first ban. They're not banning all the combo heroes. They go back for the TA, who actually can be a decent one with, you get the early Blink Dagger, and then you just blink in and Wisp tethers in. But, I mean, that's an item that you got to get before the 2 heroes really synergize. And even then, TA not a hero that wants to dive into 5 heroes generally. So we'll see, but also a hero that can control the lane well versus the Magnus and really shut him down, force him to monopolize the courier for bottle crowing. And I'm curious what the Chain Stack has up their sleeve, is they don't have actually any real DPS yet. What would you get at this point if you're trying to find someone to pair up with that Wisp?
I mean, they could even run Gyrocopter at this point. I know Gyrocopter is a little bit unusual for Asian standards, but he does pretty well. That move speed allows him to just have that huge mobility in team fights. Attack speed allows him to get his flat cannon off immediately, and then he has so much burst that he's able to kill someone every time you relocate if you can tether stun them.
Oh, the Juggernaut. This is something that Infused used to like to do, Wagamama's old team, but instead we are going to see a Naga Siren, so somewhat reminiscent of the International 2, where we see those big Naga Siren combo lineups. So it looks like the Chain Stack want to split push and then find openings with this Wisp to punish the heroes that come to defend. We will see, though. It could even potentially... I wonder how they're going to lane. I guess a defensive tri-lane with the Naga. I wonder who their mid will be as well. Would it be the Rubik, potentially? The Darkseer, of course, can go mid at a pinch. Can be in the jungle. They still don't have an obvious combo here for the Wisp.
5 seconds.
Right, and neither team actually has like a obvious combo setup. They don't have that great synergy with Naga, Song, the Siren. They have Darkseer and Vacuum Wall, which is okay, but on the side of Orange, they don't really have anything in combo with Magnetar right now. They don't have any huge AoE ultimates. Maybe they might pick up Disruptor. Disruptor is pretty good counter, not necessarily counter, but he's pretty good versus the Wisp Relocate combo, and the Kinetic Field and Static Field is a great follow-up to Reverse Polarity.
Well, there is one combo. It's unlikely. Well, it's probably unlikely, but there is, of course, that stolen RP, which would be great with Vacuum and Song. We'll see if the Rubik can get it, but always a possibility. So I wonder what Orange goes for here. Generally, it seems like they have been favoring the Chen is in the pool. I wonder if they'll turn to it. I mean, generally with their Chen, they run him more as a farmer, which gives the Wisp a lot of time to get that level 6. We'll see if they want to get more aggressive this game, but they have not shown much inclination to do so. Even when they have heroes who can get aggressive. Like last game, they had the Rubik Chen Lifestealer. That is a pretty decent aggressive tri-lane, but they just chose to farm it, and in the end, it cost them. So they go for the Lina. If they want to go aggressive, these two are great dual roamers. Let's see what they do, but I have a feeling maybe Orange is going to mix things up a bit and take the fight to their opponents early this game.
Yeah, they might pick up a Beastmaster, actually. I suspect that may be it, especially since Asian Dota seems to favor it a little bit more than European, but it's pretty good versus Lifestealer. It's a great solo mid, gives great map control, and they need some sort of like good middle hero that can gank, and Queen of Pain's already taken out of the pool. Puck's still in the pool too. Puck wouldn't be so bad either.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, they have obviously the Naga net is fantastic against Lifestealer because he can rage and, well, the net's still going to hold him in place, but they still don't have much actual damage, whereas Orange is just like pooping damage out of their rear ends between Lina, Shadow Demon, Mag. These three supports are some of the highest DPS supports in the game, just their sheer magical damage output, and obviously the Lifestealer is going to be hitting even harder because he's got RP, so for Orange, looks like probably an offensive tri-lane, then something like a Mag to go mid, and that last tier yet to be determined as the safe lane solo. Could be a defensive tri-lane. Obviously, they could do some dual roaming. They don't have to sit in the lane, but we'll see. It really depends on this last pick for the chain stack, and who is it going to be? They still haven't selected a hero. They still don't have an obvious combo for the Wisp. You mentioned they probably want a solo. It could be a solo Rubik and a Darkseer either in the jungle or the off lane, and then a tri-lane Wisp, but they go for the clock, so it looks like support Rubik. Off lane clock, mid Darkseer, I imagine?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Clockwork's also pretty good versus Lifestealer, as Clock still pushes him back through Rage, but again, he doesn't have that great synergy with Darkseer and Naga Siren, but he's pretty good solo, and they do need some sort of like aggressive solo heroes, someone with like a really big ultimate that can change team fights, because I do suspect that if they do match up triple lane versus triple lane chain stacks versus oranges, I think that Chains is just going to get destroyed. Wisp is notoriously bad in triple lanes. He's really good once he gets 6, but he's actually doesn't have that much to offer in a triple lane. And Rubik doesn't offer any damage until level 2, because Telekinesis doesn't do any damage, and Naga with her net also doesn't do any damage, but again, as you said, Orange does have damage pooping out of their rear end. Shadow Demon with Soul Catcher and Lina with a Nake's beating out of them. That's definitely enough to get a first blood from Orange if they pull it off correctly.
All right, guys, you heard it from Arlini. Let's see what they can do. On the side of the C stack, the chain stack, we have formerly from Absolute Legends or N9 Risk playing the Darkseer. Minerva on the Wisp, with Observers already picked up Chains, the namesake for this team, on the Naga Siren with the Reina Basilius. Kind of reminds me of Four Friends and Curly as far as the name for the team goes. Legendary on the Rubik, Sentries for him. Johnny on the Clockwork. We imagine he'll be headed to the off lane. And then over on the side of RNG Sports, who do we got?
We have X on Lina, part of the triple lane top, along with Net on Shadow Demon and ASD on the Nakes. We have Mushi solo mid as a Magnetar, and I don't want to miss any action on top.
Yeah, Net's kind of feeling them out here. Doesn't want to get caught by Lift or Net. Yeah, lots of Nets. And, well, the last two players. We have Mushi going solo mid as the Mag is rushing the bottle. Very greedy, just in terms of, well, no regen for him. And KYXY on the Necrolite. So they went for the Necrolite as the last pick, and I believe anticipating either the Darkseer or the Clockwork down on this lane. Probably the Clock, well, it could be the Darkseer too. It looks like it will be risked, so something that some of the Chinese and Asian teams have liked to do is run this safe lane Necrolite. I think I've seen it work like once out of 5 times. Doesn't mean it can't. Obviously, Necrolite's decent against Darkseer because he's got so much regen, and can get a lot of CS in the lane, but he's never going to be able to actually leave it, and Risk is already looking to get aggressive here with the Ion Shell driving him back.
Yeah, Necrolight's especially good versus those really difficult, hard to take down tanky heroes, most notably Lone Druid. And we see some good wardage and control by Orange already. They stun these trees for a little bit more vision in case they try and gank. They already dewarded the ward over here. And looks like, I mean, I am very, very scared for Chain Stack's top lane right now. Their tri lane is pretty weak, and if they lose this, it might just be really, really bad for them.
It looks like they just don't want to fight. Like, they're running a defensive tri lane in a sense, but they don't really want to lane against Orange. So we see the Wisp over here, looking to do some stacking, maybe some pulling, but definitely nowhere near the lane. Meanwhile, Net's trying to eat his way through the trees. Legendary does not have too much vision of this right now, as, like you mentioned, Orange got dewarded, or was able to deward the C-stack off the bat. We're going to see a stack here, and then probably a pull into the double stack. If he can get the double pull, then there won't be any creeps top for Orange, so it's going to be important for them either to look to dive the tower or contest this, but contesting this pull is quite difficult. No, Minerva's actually not going for the pull yet, just doing some stacking for now, and back to the lane. So Clock versus Mag mid. Mushi after last game, he does this a lot. He's like, all right, I'm not happy with how the last game went. I'm going to change my role for this game, so I'm going mid now. One of the few teams in Asia that seems to flip things up like this. But we have that, and then the safe lane. Necrolite already 6-1 versus a Darkseer who is not creep skipping. Oh, top lane. The action will break out. There's your tether stun. Going on to Extinct. He's dropping low, but the Naga may die first. Chains is in trouble. Extinct is in trouble. Who will go down? It's going to be... Oh, it's the Naga just by a hair. The Lina will live in the end, but Net may be the second blood. There you go. Double for the chain stack with the Wisp coming in from long range. That tether stun caught them by surprise. They did deward, but they didn't have an observer up. I believe the chain stack may have dewarded that one again. Net, yeah. No, he's actually just never placed his wards. And that ends up costing them a double. They're going in again, though. Here comes the lane striker, right? Will land on Chains, tries to juke south to dodge it. In comes the tether. Going on to Minerva. This is the area that you want to focus, but he eats the tether stun. He didn't rage in advance, and now Ohio may yet die. This role reversal for Orange, not sure it's working out. They get the kill. They got to get the Wisp, but there's an additional tether. Net's dropping low. Minerva should fall. No more auto attacks from Extinct. I believe just misclick there. Has the nuke. Gets Minerva. Double for him. Just a bloodbath in the top lane, and Extinct is not done. One more auto attack or an open wounds. Down he'll go, but unfortunately, Ohio cannot get in range. What is this game? Last game we see like 5 kills in the first 20 minutes. This game, 7-2.
Yeah, I like seeing the action though. And we see Naga actually pick up a mirror image, and that did save her from the first blood. It, buys that extra couple of seconds in case he gets open wounded. And we see most Nagas get net in almost all situations, but I think very smart pickup by the Naga player right here to pick up mirror image instead of ensnare.
Yeah, in that case, I think just was holding onto the skill point or just leveled up. But either way, was sitting on it and went for the ability he needed there, which was the defensive ability, the one that helped him live longer. And we are seeing that Wisp can be very effective in tri-lanes if you don't burst her down immediately. For Orange, not really the best focus fire, playing a bit in the dark, eating multiple tether stuns over the course of the fight. Although Wisp is weak in the laning stage if played against correctly, if you make any sort of blunders, it can be heavily punished, and we're seeing that so far. But the good news for Orange is they are just dominating these two solo lanes. 19-4 on the safe lane, Necrolite.
Oh, see a Skewer back in middle.
Oh, Skewer back in middle onto Johnny. He's dropping low. There's a shockwave down. He will go. Didn't catch how that started. Did Mushi just get around him?
He tried to cog him, and then Mushi responded by just skewering him back in the tower through the cogs.
Thanks for the free skewer, Mushi says. But, I mean, the two solo lanes for Orange going really well. The tri-lane being pretty much even trades, I guess. 4 for 4, and they got the first blood. So, all things considered, Orange having a good start, despite, I mean, a sloppy start top, but a good start to the game. You can't do the telekinesis cliff lift anymore. Legendary, already level 4, and picks up the invis. Meanwhile, Wisp jungling with the Naga. They've just said, we're not laning top anymore, man. Screw this. So, free farm for the Lifestealer, and Orange potentially going to do some roaming once they realize what's going on.
Yep, Rubik sitting in mid.
There's your zap to start. Mushi does have the ability to run away from this. Can he actually skewer out in time? He will, but he takes the battery assaulting clockwork with him. Down he'll go. So they get an important kill mid. Mushi had RP, but was out of mana. Had his arcane boots too, so actually, yeah, very crucial kill.
I'm actually surprised that the cogs doesn't hit him as he's skewering out, because I've seen some weird interactions with cog and fast move speed skills, and usually as soon as you go outside the cog, it pushes you back, but it doesn't look like it does it with Skewer.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it like you take the damage at least when you skewer out, but I wasn't even sure if he did there. I think he just died to battery assault, so I'd have to watch the replay to be sure.
So on paper, Orange's top lane is stronger than C-Stacks, but I mean they're up ahead in kills right now. Orange's, that is, Lina 3-1 right now, level 5. So their supports are heavily out leveling Chain Stacks right now. Wisp is only level 4.
Yeah, and I guess the issue is Extinct's gonna have Laguna Blade soon, and that will pretty much kill the Wisp from full health, which means no tether stuns for you if you just die like that. Could just bathe in some flames and then be down for the count. This could be an opening, as a lot of trees have been eaten out, but no, they're going to back off for the moment. Also, we haven't really seen Mushi get active on the map, but he's level 6, and I gotta say, I feel like Orange, with their tri-lane beats better already, if Mag shows up top, gets a nice hero RP, that's just going to be an easy 2-3 hero kill for them. Clock can be disruptive, we'll see if Johnny goes for it, but struggling in rune control, doesn't have the arcane boots like Mushi, so is constantly going to deal with his lane being pushed here.
Yep, as far as CS goes, looks like Necrolight's on top with 36 and 12. Nake's very closely behind with 34 and 13. Magnetar at 32, and Clockwork is almost half of Mag's CS at this point.
And it's really not going to get better now, because Mushi can just keep on spamming, forcing the Clockwork to last hit under the tower. And Clock, he's alright at last hit under the tower, but he doesn't really have the best animation. You can't spam the rocket the way you can spam Shockwave, so Mushi definitely winning this lane. The one thing that really kind of bothers me about this game is I don't think Risk has actually creep skipped once, and as a result, he's just made life so easy for KYXY in the bottom lane. I mean, there's nothing Necrolight can do if you're creep skipping, but he's just been sitting in the lane, putting ion shells there normally, and eating a lot of harass and not really punishing KYXY quite as much as he could. Plus, he's not farming the enemy jungle, which is something else you can do with those creep skips.
Johnny is heading top right now. He does have his ultimate up. Looks like they're looking for an opening on one of Orange's squishy supports.
Yeah, there's an observer, but this won't spot him because it's on the orange side of the hill. Still, they have a ward in the enemy jungle. They see this chain stack actually doing some pulls now. Not actually going to commit to a fight just yet. Oh, maybe Legendary's going to get caught. He's looking for this double pull. Oh, Net's about to be enraged. There's your Shadow Poison. Not quite, though. And in the end, phase boots up, as well as throwing a Basilius on Ohio, but no openings to actually go in here. Now Mushi's coming in, but can he find anyone? No, back towards mid. So the truce has begun. They've agreed not to kill each other for a while.
Yeah, I think Johnny's actually really poor right now. Oh, he is sending something over on Chicken right now, but just a TP scroll.
That's not going to fix his poverty, that's for sure. That's like buying a new roll of toilet paper. You're still living in a hovel.
I was hoping it'd be like an arcane boost or something.
Yeah, he needs it, but... Oh!
Wow.
Dead hook. Just out of range. Actually, I mean, not just, like 300 range out, it looked like. And so hook on cooldown. Maybe this is where Mushi... He could go in for a kill here with Skewer RP. I wonder if he wants to blow it for a solo kill, or if he wants to save it for the group up and push. Because KYXY is going to have a mech pretty soon. He's already got a headdress. He pretty much has the buckler, then he just needs the recipe, and with Mech and with RP Mushi and Blink to come soon, the C-Stack has this Wisp, they have rockets, some mobility, and some global gank, but can't Orange just 5-man? Like, how are you going to find these kills if Orange is doing that?
They're not, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the weaknesses of the Wisp. If they can't find the openings in the mid-game. Here goes Mushi, backstab for the bottom lane, RP to start, Skewer to follow after the Shockwave, and down will go. Necrolite ult just thrown in for good measure, but Mushi is going to take that kill. And Lifestealer is going to take the... I mean, oh my goodness. Chainstack's just like giving up everything. All the territory pretty much forfeited for free. They didn't even die. They just kind of gave up the tier 1 top. Now there's going to be a disruption. Soulcatcher. There's no Laguna Blade, but I don't know if they actually need it. Johnny's taking a lot of damage with Soulcatcher. It looks like he'll be okay, but already driven back. Mushi comes in. No Skewer. Not going to go. They're just... they haven't been in this top lane for like half the game.
Yeah, the lack of vision is also really hurting them right now. They have no idea where Orange is on the map and just giving him free kills because Mag's just circling around towers. Doesn't even need to smoke. He can just go around. He's very close to his Blink Dagger right now, sitting on a pretty 1,800 gold on the bank.
I feel like I'm watching a Great White, just watch it with like a bloody arm in the water. It's just, well, I have this snack ready, but I'm not going to eat it just yet. I'm kind of full. I'm going to hang on to it for a moment. And now the top tower, they're just forfeiting this for free. The Wisp is still not level 6, only sitting at 5, which really hurts them. because Orange can split push with impunity, and the issue is, well, you can't just gank a lifestealer with that Wisp ultimate. You're going to have to go for someone else. Who is that someone else going to be? Necrolite's going to have a mech soon. Meg's probably tanky enough to live through the burst and then skewer away. He's also got his blink now, so can skewer, then look for the RP. Even if they're spread out, I don't know who you're going to kill. And if they're not spread out, I don't know how you're going to fight.
I mean, take a look at these XP and gold graphs. There's only one tower down in the game right now, but the difference in gold earned is 5,500 in favor of Orange, and XP is well over 3,000.
What do you do now if you're chain stack? I mean, is there anything you can do? I guess maybe smoke gank, maybe try and bait someone. It feels like they just kind of forfeiting the game in the way they're playing.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that they lost both of their solo lanes, but Johnny really needs to look for a hookshot right now, and he gets it.
Oh, okay, well, XY has the buckler, gets vacuumed out of into a 3-man RP, but where's that follow-up? Trying to dodge the orbs, has the blink, but cannot get it off. The fight they needed, the fight they were looking for. No Necro ult for User. Now Neck comes in late to the fight. Well, 2 kills, and it was on the 2 solos. That is a crap load of experience. Plus, they forced 3 TPs to the bottom lane, which means nobody on Orange is even getting a trade for this. Out of nowhere, the C-Stack gets a huge fight. Now Wisp is level 6. They also delay that mechanism. I believe it's not on the courier yet. It's not, so out of nowhere, a big fight going their way.
Yeah, that was huge. That's exact. And unfortunately for Mag, he blinked right into the cogs, and he got pushed out, and he wasn't able to get that perfect RP that he wanted.
And then he got tether stunned, I think, right after that. And by the time he RP'd, I mean, was just ready for the orbs.
How unfortunate.
Yeah, this is not Mushi's day. I'll tell you that right now. This poor Lycanthrope last game just not getting the job done and getting anti-maged, and now this.
And Naga actually finding some time to farm right now. Looks like she is not opting for the Diffusal Rush, only sitting on 200 gold after picking up Tranquils and Ring of Aquila.
Still no points in Ensnare, but is only level 7. I assume that'll come next, though. At least 1 point in Ensnare. It's pretty good at level 1. We will see. You'd assume versus a Lifestealer, that is an ability that you definitely want to pick up. Legendary up to 7, has stolen Death Pulse. This is a pretty potent teamfight ability. Mushi's gonna go for the blind skewer up the hill. Or not blind, actually. Do they have detection? Oh, they have a sentry on the high ground. That's what it is. So, misses the skewer, and Rubik is just gonna say, well, I know there's something there. And walks away, and Wisp tethered up to Naga. Not the scariest combo in the world, but I guess it is the best thing they have.
Yep, Rubik, the only hero in the game with no deaths. 5-0-2 for the support. He's been involved in every kill and hasn't died yet.
Well, that is a legendary performance. What a boss.
That's very unusual.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably rather have that gold on the Naga at this point, but we'll see. Maybe he can steal something big.
So we see Wisp and Naga, they're tethering together, looking to relocate. It looks like...
Relocated the Song into what? Maybe some cogs. I mean, because of good cogs could mess Orange up quite a bit. We will see. Relocate comes in mid. Here they go. They're going to fight KYXY, who does have a mechanism and an 9 stack one. Could tank through a lot of this. Mushi has arrived. RP catches 4, skewers 1 away. Down 2 will go in a matter of moments. Johnny next in line. They want more. They want Risk. They can't get him, though. They only get 3, but well worth it. That was 5 heroes from Chain Stack committed to the fight. Man, the mech on KYXY and the 9 wand charges, it's like they didn't even scratch him. Oh, and the Death Pulse, of course.
And he picked up that kill, the new Sadist buff. He just gets massive amounts of HP and mana regen if he picks up that kill. So he was at critical HP, but he's at full now. It looks like they're going to take 2 towers, or at least pressure to T2 with this.
Yeah, he gets just absolutely insane regen bonus. What is it, 40 HP per second if he gets a hero kill? Just for 6 seconds, that's a lot of HP. Plus the mono regen as well. And the tower's getting seed. They have Song of the Siren, but what can they follow it up with? There's your song. Rage Lifestealer will bring it down. Doesn't care about that Song of the Siren. Now he'll get silent. Now they look to go with the Tether Stun. No Tether Stun just yet. Maneuver kind of just lurking here. There were cogs on KYXY, but do you want to be trapped in the cogs with this guy? He's got the Death Pulse. He's spamming them out. They're still not killing a Necrolite, and the longer a fight goes where you don't kill a Necrolite, normally the worse it goes. Legendary, 5-0-2, 5-0-3. Gonna be his first death of the game. Downhill fall, and now the Naga goes in for the big Tether walk combo, then struts back to the fountain. I'm just not quite feeling the Naga Wisp combo.
I mean, they don't have wall right now. I think they really need some more levels on the Darkseer at this point. He's pretty underleveled as far as the solo heroes go. Clockwork and Darkseer both sit at level 9, whereas Mushi is level 11, as is the Necrolite. So, I mean, without him being a level 11, they don't really have anything to follow up the Song of the Siren with.
I'm honestly feeling like I don't really know what Chain Stack was thinking with the draft. I mean, I didn't want to say it because it kind of takes the fun out of the game, but I don't see the synergy in their lineup, and the lanes aren't particularly strong either. Maybe they thought the solos would do a bit better than they did, and they could kind of snowball from there, but Naga just needs a lot of farm to really provide major damage in the mid game, and things not going well for them right now, for sure. Armlet's coming soon on Lifestealer, so you're going to get your wish this game, and the phased drums Armlet, just the mid-game chasing, burst the supports down build. Pretty strong against Wisp, especially when there's still no points in Ensnared. Naga's just entirely skipping it this game. Well, maybe she'll get it after Mirror Image.
I think if they wanted like a damage hero, they could have done a lot better than Naga Siren, because as you said, the Wisp Naga Siren, there's really just no
Bottom
synergy
lane,
there.
Mushi throws out the RP, didn't actually get it off, and now the Rubik caught outside the cogs trying to run. There's your Soul Catcher Laguna Blade. In comes the Tether stun combo with the Naga, but where's the damage? KYX will fall. Maybe they have it now, as it is currently a 4-on-2. That was a buyback from Mushi. He's looking to rejoin the fight, but I don't think he'll get here in time. Net's infested by the Lifestealer. Out comes the Lifestealer. Hello. Goodbye, Net. Bounced into the cogs twice, then still goes in while the rage is about to wear off. On the back lines comes Mushi. Can he find that RP? You know he wants to. Skewers in. RP's too. Down they go in a cloud of Shockwave as well as Light Strike Array. So in the end, they get a couple of kills. A buyback from the Rubik will not accomplish anything with that one. So the really rich Rubik, well, down to 2.6k net worth. Not so rich anymore.
Yeah, that buyback was definitely worth for Mushi. Picking off Naga is very, very important, because she's their only hope for late game, and look at her items right now. Tranquil Boots, Magic Wand, Ring of Aquila, 16 minutes in. Does nothing compared to what this Lifestealer has.
And she's also a very level dependent here, because the ult goes down to 1 minute when you get to level 16, but takes you a while to get there, and she's, at this rate, looking like 30 plus minutes at least before she can even crack level 16. And that means more time for Orange to get aggressive.
I mean, I feel like if she had Nesh, they could have killed that Lifestealer. Lifestealer was really, really low HP after walking into those cogs. And her being level 8 right now, almost level 9, and not having 1 point of ensnare, you really have to rethink this Naga pick.
Oh, there's your stun. The Naga always used it. They gotta relocate and then come back. They're thinking of going back in. Minerva says, screw it, I'm just gonna die. Let's man up. Maybe not gonna die, actually. The support's dropping low. Wisp still alive, finds that additional tether stun. How did Minerva live through that? That was some, not quite woe Dota, but sick play from him.
Well, we see it lines up perfectly for tether stun.
I just need to, that's what this lineup is all about. Naga sleep into Wisp tether, and then your damage comes when you're killing the supports. Well, yeah, I don't know if that works against the Necro or the Lifestealer, but it certainly works against the Lina and the Shadow Demon.
So even though the kill score is even at this point 13 for each team, the XP and gold graph just continues to go in favor of Orange at this point. About 11,000 in favor of Orange on in terms of the gold earned graph, and a little over 5,000 in terms of XP earned.
Okay, well, XY's manning up top. He sees this Naga, and he don't care. She's level 10. Finally and reluctantly, I feel. She goes for the ensnare, but I feel like this Naga just wanted stats and says, well, I guess I have to get ensnare, but in my heart of hearts, I hate this ability. Mushi, is he thinking about a cliff here? Is he thinking, oh, just a one-man RP? In comes the Lifestealer. Could have had a shot at 2 or 3, but just says, screw it, I'll get the easy solo kill and then back off.
Yep, it's very important to get the Rubik, though. You don't want him stealing that RP and having the counter initiate, and it looks like Necrolite's really impossible to kill at this point. Like, look at his items. He has 1200 HP, he has a cloak, he has mechanism, he has so much armor,
they're gonna test you. But yeah, how are they gonna kill him? Disruption on the Wisp, now the Purge on the Naga, taking a lot of damage. There's your Laguna Blade, in comes the nukes, down they all go. There's a vacuum to follow it up from Risk, but still no points. So while he's level 10, he maybe could have won now, but that's it. Johnny's on the run. Mushi is here, completely airballs with Skewer. I'll tell you, man, I just don't know this game. I have no idea what's going on. KYXY on the run. I think there's something bad in like the orange water supply. Need to get that checked out over at the LAN center, because some of these plays today, Orange definitely not on their best behavior, but still leading 16 to 14. Mushi with the blink has something on the courier. Force staff for him. So the cogs are getting worthless in a hurry.
Yep, see a Basher and Lifestealer Sash right now. That's going to be a problem to deal with.
I like this Lifestealer build a hell of a lot better than the one we saw
That's
last
for
game.
sure. That's definitely. I definitely agree with that one.
I mean, if you want move speed, Phase Drums is a lot cheaper than Sanjin Yasha Treads. And, I mean, I can't argue with YYF because he's freaking YYF, but especially when you get it that late, I feel this is the much better build. So we'll see. Anything would probably work because he's so damn far ahead. I mean, who do you relocate, gang? I don't know. The supports are the only ones you can kill. And like you were pointing out earlier, they have no vision. It's only gotten worse.
Yep, KYXY has completed his Hood of Defiance right now, and like he is going to just stay alive the whole entire fight and just keep healing and sadisting, and he's just going to be a huge problem. They have to deal with the snakes. They have to deal with Magnetar not getting an ARP. Oh, looks like, wow. Naga Siren.
That's their one position. That's their carry, but you wouldn't know it.
She might be saving it for a relic. She had 2,500 gold. She has 2,500 gold right now, and her being level 10 means she had 2,800 gold before she died. So I guess she is saving up for the Radiance, hoping for the really, really long game.
I mean, let's be honest. You are never farming a relic. Oh, there's your Blink. RP on 2. Where's that skewer? Not using it yet, but oh, it's actually going to die. In comes the Wisp from downtown with the tether stun. On the run is KYXY, who, oh, Hook is actually going to whiff, it looks like. I heard a hook, but I didn't actually see it. Must have hit a creep or an ally.
It hit an ally.
They're going back in. Rubik taking some big damage. One bash. Down will go. On the chase. On to wrist. Just armlet toggling constantly. There's your Infest. Pops back out. Doesn't really care. And you talked about the burst on tanky here. That Darkseer looks like paper mache with this Necro ult. And his team is going to be at full HP because he's got the mech. He's got the Death Pulse. And he doesn't care about damage because he's got the Hood. Orange are pushing in. And the C-Stack. Death is on the way.
Yeah, C-Stack's just falling apart at this point. Their T2s are getting taken down. They're just getting manhandled by the snakes and Necrolite and a couple good RPs here and there.
It's just I don't think I've ever seen a weirder draft in my life. I mean, I've cast a lot of Dota games. I've seen some weird drafts. You've played for ages. I'm sure you've seen some weird drafts, but this one's up there, man. I'd love to talk to them because there's got to be a thought process behind it, but I mean, certainly the way this game is developed, I'm a little bit flummoxed.
I am flummoxed as well. Maybe they're like, oh, hey, the Euros pick it. Let's try it out. Let's see how it works.
It's like, let's pick Wisp. That's a good hero. Let's pick Naga. That's a good hero. I have no idea how we're supposed to use them together. All right, go. Here we go. Necrolite's coming in with an Invis rune, and everybody's running. So, well, if you're orange, you can pretty much just push into the base, right? Because C-Stack doesn't really have that many ways to counter push.
Yep. Looks like they are waiting for RP though. Just 10 seconds until it's off cooldown, but definitely by the time this tower goes down, it will be up. And looks like C-Stack does not want to defend us at all. All of them hovering in between the T, or right outside the T3 tower. I was about to say in between T2 and the T3, but they don't have any T2s anymore.
Lifesteal's gonna have an Abyssal Blade soon, and once he gets that, Naga, there's like 20 ways for her to die, and all of them pretty much happen without her being able to cast a single spell. They don't have a hero like Shadow Demon to keep her alive. Onto the tower, the Lifesteal will go. Probably gonna back off in a few seconds after using that Rage. Actually a great way to siege a base. Pop Rage, auto attack for 3 seconds, run away for 3, rinse and repeat.
Naga has like 1100 HP. How is she not going to survive anything?
She's so tanky, up to 3.4k. The relic is coming soon, Marlene, I promise. She's still gonna die.
But we have seen a lot of like games turn around at this crucial stage of the game where they're trying to push into that T3 tower, and it's really difficult to push up that hill, especially against the Darkseer with wall. He is level 11 at this point, even though he only has 1 level in wall.
Yeah, he actually chose to fully max the vacuum. Sometimes you'll see players when they go for the 2 points in Surge, which is pretty common in the off lane, just only take 3 points of vacuum, then get 2 in the wall. But he's gone for 4. Let's see if he can hit level 12. I mean, if you're orange, you have the pipe now. They just got it on the Necrolite. So with pipe, mech, and Necrolite who can't die, and double Force Staff, and a Lifestealer who's about to get Abyssal, you just need maybe 1 kill, then go break the base, I would think, but teams have lost games to trying to go high ground against the Darkseer.
I mean, even if they are really scared, they can just take out Roshan. Lifestealer with like an Aegis at this point, I mean, what are you going to do? 3,600 gold, he almost has his relic.
Yeah, the Abyssal's pretty much here. I'll have it after Roche. C-Stack can spam all the rockets they want, but good luck fighting in the pit, I feel.
There is a Naga Sleep. Naga Sleep has won a lot of roast contests, but
Yeah, there's some epic highlights from Navi at TI2 where they got like a 4 or 5 hero vacuum after a Naga. Or no, it was actually the opponent Naga sleeped into a Navi Darkseer wall, and then they just went horribly for their opponent. I think it was maybe Tongfu or DK they played. I can't remember, but I don't see it happen. Are they going to contest this? They're coming in like. Maybe they want to, but they're not going to.
Rubik dropped his TP scroll. Looks like he's going to go in for the snipe, and nope.
Everybody thinks about it. Nobody does it. Mushi whiffs another blink skewer. I'll tell you,
That was
man.
with a haste too.
Mushi is an amazing player, but Magnus is just not his hero. Like, he's had some good RPs, but it just feels like... I feel like he's like, you know, driving a car and like he's got to force it to go the way he wants to. Like the car won't cooperate. There's your Blink RPO2. Catches them in the end. The counter vacuum, but doesn't matter. Down Johnny will go. Necro ult point for the Rubik, who will fall next in line. Under risk. First hit bash. Sleep out of range. Can't live. Kenny, no chance. There's your extra auto attack. The sleep's going to wear off. Now onto the Wisp. One hit down to half health. Back to the base for you. And now onto the Rex for Orange.
This is definitely going to be one racks down, if not game. I mean, they don't have anything else. They already used their ultimates. They already used wall. They already used Naga Sleep, and she's only level 11 at this point.
And they're about to lose another hero. Wisp.
Yeah. Wow.
You don't even have to like. That's like. It's like lifting a finger to press a button on the TV remote, and the channel changes. Instead, down the Wisp goes.
Mm-hmm.
And Rex, Orange. So I mean, probably not the most challenging sort of development to this game ever, but interesting draft from C-Stack, and I mean Orange just powering through the 2 solo lanes. They really crushed them.
Oh, Naga's 3,800 gold right now.
Here comes the Relic. He wants to buy it. Maybe the Diffusal Blade would be the better choice since you're losing your base right now, sir. Will he go? Hulk onto KOXY. Catches it, but remember, he's got Pipe, he's got Mech, he's got Force Staff, and I don't even know if they can kill him. He hasn't even forced yet. He's baiting. Now he Force Staffs away. Lifesteal's still in the fight. Has the Aegis already popped the Abyssal, got the 1 kill in the Rubik. Will go down. Mushi will go down. KYXY picks up a huge kill with the ult there. Big damage being done. Wisp is gonna fall. 1 hit and a kill, and now 2 lanes of Rex, and now probably game for the chain stack. Yep, there you go.
GG called.
Well, Merlini, how would you make the Naga Wisp lineup work if you had it at your disposal?
Well, Darkseer really just needed more levels. It looked like he just got really outplayed by KYXY on the bottom. I don't think Necrolite should own a Darkseer that hard, and he only has like a mech at this point in the game. Mech, Soul Ring, and Boots. He wasn't level 11 for the one very nice sleep setup that they had in middle, and like without that, they don't really have anything else. And Clockwork, again, doesn't really synergize well with Naga Siren. They could have set the draft up a little bit better. Maybe like a Co-op Ultimate, which sets up very nicely with Vacuum. They could try to pick Mag up for themselves. But again, they don't really have any follow-up Wisp. And I don't know. It just doesn't really work out. Even on paper, it doesn't work out. It's usually like, it may work out on paper, but it doesn't work out in games. But if it like doesn't work out on paper, it's almost never going to work out in games.
Well, maybe you just need Papyrus. That's your problem. I'm a believer. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We have more Dotatalk League action coming your way. I'm LD. He is Merlini. If you want to follow him, well, all of his social media is /MerliniDota. As for me, all of mine is /LDDota. So specifically Twitter.com/LDDota, Twitter.com/MerliniDota. Thank you all for tuning in. More action coming up soon. Merlini, you still with me, or are you going to sleep?
Yep. Here.
Awesome. More games, guys. Stay tuned. It should be fantastic. The last game of Group A is going to be Orange versus Dreams. The last game on this stream, I should say. And for anyone who hasn't watched Dreams in a while, they are a team that I personally love. They are a Pinoy team. They are fun to watch. They are aggressive. They are sometimes suicidal, but they always make it entertaining. So stay tuned for some more Dota Talk League action after this.